Hi there ladies, it's Manisha here, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you a Japanese watercolour nail art. And this is the polish I've started off with. I've done 3 coats of Slick Opal by Mavala, followed by a coat of Cici Sisi. And then I'm going to be doing a little bit of sponging with Hong Kong and, what's the name of that one, Khaki Vintage. These 2 polishes are really nice because they've got a real subtle shimmer to them. So I'm going to protect my nails with a little bit of cuticle guard and rip off a couple of bits of sponge there to do the sponging with. Easiest way to do it is just to cant a little bit of the polish onto a palette of some description, and then it's yeah, easy. I just find it less fiddly. You can just grab as much paint or as little paint as you want, and then just dab it on. So using a pair of fine tweezers is the easiest way to hold on to these bits of sponge. And yeah, I just dabbed a little bit on here and there. So my theme for this nail art was I was trying to sort of capture you know, olden day Japanese watercolours and the sort of type of scenery type paintings that they have. And yeah, I wanted to sort of go for like a layered look and make it look old world, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'll just sort of continue to stamp, you know, dab on those 2 colours there over the nude base polish. And then once I was happy with that, I just gave it a couple of minutes to dry before moving on to the stamping. So I'm going to be using one of my new Harunouta stamping plates, Beauty Big Bang Black Polish, and my Moira Clear Jelly Stamper. These are great for when you need to know exactly where you're going to be stamping. So yeah, I needed to use something like that today for this one. So the stamping itself is really easy. I just chose parts of the plate. The plate is absolutely stunning and it's full of many, many images there. And I just sort of picked ones that appeal to me. I wanted to sort of get a couple of ones that had the hills or the mountains, some with some foliage. These ones there that have got birds, and then there's some that have got fish. Yeah, but this plate is absolutely packed full of really cool images, so I'm just sort of getting different parts of it and then just stamping them onto the nail, just so that it all sort of comes together. You can put on as little or as much as you want to. These plates are sort of really open-ended, and you can make the design as complex or as simplistic as you want to. And that's the great thing about it. Yeah, I've ordered a couple of other plates as well that are similar to this. And yeah, I'm hoping to be able to get around to using them soon. I've still got some that are coming in the snail mail, should we say. They take absolutely ages. So if you've got lots of patience, you know, they will come to you eventually. But yeah, once you get them, I mean, I'm sure you won't be disappointed with them. So I'm going to be popping those couple of birds onto my middle finger. And then I thought, well, there's a little bit of the wavy pattern, so I thought just stamp it sort of next to it again just to depict water. And then I felt like the top of the nail needed a little bit more balancing, so I've just put that green foliage there. I love this image. This is actually somebody on a boat, and it's got a reflection of the boat, so you can see the reflection in the water, so to speak. And I was so pleased that it actually fitted on my little finger. So yeah, it was great. I was just so pleased because I was like, oh my god, I'm going to put this on one of my bigger nails, and I've already used all of them up for other designs. And in the blank space at the top, I thought I'd just pop in a couple of birds, and then a flower branch, and then some fish. I was just sort of turning the stamper around to try and get the fish to actually fit at the bottom of the nail. So I'm going to seal that in with some Cici Sisi. I did try it on a practice nail, and I found that using the Cici and Sisi nail art inks did sort of blur the stamping. So yeah, these are the ones I've pulled out here. So I've actually gone ahead and purchased the other sets as well. So I think there's 4 sets in the series, and I will leave direct links for you down below. But I've used a number of them, and I've got everything listed for you down below too. This is just the blending fluid that they have. If you don't have that, you can just use isopropyl alcohol. And here's just one of my cheap nail art brushes that I've got. So I decided to use these in a different way from how I've used them in the past. I'll link other videos and that I've used them in for you down below too. but I thought I'd just put them onto a palette and use them as watercolours as opposed to marbling with them. So all I'm doing is just, you know, I mean, because they dry pretty instantly. They've actually all dried on the palette already. I'm just using some of the blending fluid, you know, like dip the brush in it. You can see exactly what I'm doing, dipping it in there, and then picking up parts of the ink and popping it onto the nail. You can just get as much or as little as you want. I advise to use a little bit, you know, because it does go a long way. And also if you do too much, it will sort of, you run the risk of it flooding outside the lines of the image. So I'm just going to continue to do that, like add a little bit here and there on all of the nails. But I didn't want to overwhelm it. I still wanted to keep it looking, have like a sort of vintage vibe to it, but just sort of hints of colour. I didn't want to do real bright parts to it or anything like that. And I did find when I top coated at the end that it does actually wash the colours out a little bit. So even if you've put on really bright colours, it sort of just tones them down very slightly. And I think that just added to it, and I was really pleased with that in the end, because I didn't want really real like pops of colour. I just wanted hints of colour with this. So I'm just going to continue to add colours to my palette. You only need a tiny amount, as you can see here. You know, if the ink is still wet, you can just pick it up with a brush straight away. Or if you want just a wash of colour, you can just add a little bit of the blending fluid to it. Or if it's dried, just pop your brush in the blending fluid, and then you can go ahead and pick up the dried ink off your palette. But I just found this so therapeutic. I really enjoyed doing this. And I just added colour where I felt like it was necessary. And yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. I'm going to have to do more nail arts this way, you know, in the future. I'm glad I've, you know, experimented and found this new way of using the art inks, because I've really enjoyed doing it this way. So if you don't have these, I've got the other set as well, which is from a Priest, which you know, I'll leave the, I've made a new playlist now for art ink designs, so I'll be adding obviously this one to it, but I've done other designs too, so I'll make a little playlist and add this one to it, and so you'll be able to check out the other ones. But I'm trying to experiment and find new ways on using these. And you don't just have to do marbling, you can use them in different ways. But if you don't have these two sets, you don't need to rush out and buy any. I know other companies are starting to do them, Born Pretty Store, so they are quite readily available. But you can use your Sharpie markers. If you don't have those, or you don't feel comfortable using those, you could just use sheer polishes or jelly polishes. Or you can just use your regular polishes watered down with clear top coat. Because you just want to make a wash of colour like I am here. You don't really want to have anything that's going to be too bright and too colourful. So that's pretty much all of the nails done there. And then to lock it in, I just go ahead and use a coat of Seche Vite, and that's pretty much done. Okay, so I've finished my design, ladies, and what do you guys think? I'm really in love with these. To me, they sort of look like a Chinese or a Japanese watercolour. You know, like a scenery watercolour, and I really like how that stamping plate worked. Absolutely perfect pickup with it. And yeah, those Cici and Sisi watercolour paints worked out really well as well. And I've actually done the other hand as well, so I've tried to sort of keep the hands different, all the fingers different. So yeah, I'm just really pleased with how it's turned out. What do you guys think? Just leave me your comments and questions down below. Sorry about my voice, but I'm not feeling very well at the moment. I've got a bit of a head cold, so my voice is a little bit croaky. But yeah, let me know what you guys think of this. I'm really pleased. I've been wanting to do an Asian inspired nail art, and I don't know how long. It's, you know, one of my favourite themes. I love seeing other people's designs with them, and I'm just so pleased with how this one's turned out. I've got a few other plates that I've picked up from Harunouta, and I've got some more coming because I just can't help myself. They're all sort of Asian inspired, Chinese inspired, Japanese inspired, beautiful patterns and things like that, and so you might be seeing some more of these sorts of things on my channel. And I also just want to see what you guys think of where my channel's headed. Are you still happy seeing nail art by me, or do you want to see more reviews or more swatches, or you know, hauls, or what do you guys prefer seeing on my channel? Personally, I try to mix things up. I don't believe in just doing reviews all the time, because personally I don't mind seeing the odd reviews from other people, but if they're just always doing reviews, I just find it a little bit boring. But that's just my opinion. But I really want to get your guys you know, opinion on what you like to see from my channel, what you want to see more of or less of. Do you like seeing my nail art? I try to change it up as much as I can. Do you want to see more haul videos or swatch videos? Just let me know down below. I really do love to hear from you. Apart from that, ladies, I really do appreciate all your love and support and all your comments that you leave for me. And apart from that, have a great day wherever you are. Bye for now.